guys, it's been a long 2 weeks. I haven't really done much because, of course, the madness of the holiday. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all. Hope you all had a good one. So, getting back into this. Finally. So where we last left off in the last video, I had this all primed. I have this, I have my little sections. I got it all taped off as to where I'm putting things here and all its locations and etc. We're going to start painting our little tidbits here. I'll start painting these little tidbits up. So I'm going to start with the bookshelves at least. And I'm going to see about, and I'm going to, maybe later on, I'm going to figure out base coating for my little sarcophagus here. But we're going to start doing that, everyone. So, now, as I said, there is something I want to try at some point, but but it won't be until after I get this squared away and taken care of. So, anyway, we're gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna start with the Catatone Flesh Brown from Citadel Paints here. So that's gonna be starting with the bookshelves here, and then go from there, everyone. So here we go. Alright. So, that's the bookshelves. At least the shelves part. Now I gotta deal with the rest of the details. I have these three here to take care of as far as stuff in the center, and I have other colors ready to go for that. Now, in the meantime, I need to think about how I'm going to do this sarcophagus. I already know what I want to do with the jewels. I have a color in mind, for sure. So, but I need to think about, because there's many options here. It's like there's many options to do for colors, without a doubt. So I think what I'm going to do, I want it to be almost a focal piece of all this. So I got to do this. I'm going to be doing this in a brighter color. And then obviously I'm going to align this with probably some nice details in here as well. To have some of this stand out a little bit more, besides outside of the gems too, because we have this strangely marked man up here laying on top of it, which actually goes very well, I think, with the aesthetic for not just Trench Crusade, but also because these guys are an Egyptian faction. So I think we're gonna go with the Jacaro orange here, base coat here, and then I will be able to, then I can add the details of like gold, like some gold trim and things of that nature as well. So, well, it'll probably be silver. Yes, I think I'll do some silver trim. I was originally going to go gold, but I think silver trim will be a little bit nicer, perhaps. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes here. Okay. Oh. So, this will be time lapse. So this has been about almost 40 minutes. Almost 40 minutes of just straight paint. So, right now I have the base coats done, obviously for the shelving of the library. I have my sarcophagus mostly base coated outside of the gems here, and there's candles, all kinds of little things on here, which I gotta kind of dilly-dally with, small detail stuff. So that'll be the next thing to do. I'm gonna do a test on the top of this because I'm very curious. I think I know what it'll look like because of the white primer, luckily, but it's gonna be, I'm gonna go ahead and do the Sephram Sepia. It's a Citadel shade color. I want to lay this over top of the cloth here, and I want to see how that's going to look. So let me just go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I want to see how this looks on this guy. And so while I'm putting this shade on, so just a quick little rundown of what I have on here. So I decided I was originally going to think about doing it the base stone of the sarcophagus black to really have that come about, but then I was thinking that jade is a type of thing that is associated with some Egyptian culture, so I figure, why not? I'm going to make it a jade base. So this would be someone who was a either high-ranking official, not necessarily like a pharaoh, but someone who could have been in a royal court of some type in those times. So that's kind of the thought there. And so the gem color was originally going to be jade, but it's going to be the green jade color. But with me changing that up, the gems obviously will just blend in. And actually, no, I was going to go red. Sorry, I was going to go a metallic red kind of color. But now it's just going to look like Christmas colors on the ground. And I don't really want to go that route. So it's like I don't want to go that route necessarily. So I might do a blue, because I have a nice blue option here that I was going to use. So, and I might just, and I don't think I can water it down necessarily, so I can lay some of this on here as well. On the pillow. There's the arm, body, da-da. Yeah, so. So, now, as you can already tell, the shading over this primer has already dulled this down quite a bit, down to a gray, which is not too bad here. Because actually, I might just turn this into, I could turn this into kind of like a silver casted skeleton, perhaps, for fun. But we'll see how this comes out after this kind of sets, because shading does take a good while to set up. So, anyhow, we'll see what comes of it. And I'm gonna just lay on a couple layers, like so. Yep. There we go. Okay, So yeah, we got at least that going, and I did the rock-based brown. It's gonna get covered by sand anyhow. Not entirely, but enough, and some of the brown will come through. There we go. Now I do have a nice redder shade of the Fugan Orange. So I'm probably just gonna start with the first shade with the sepia shade here first. Once this sets up, then I will potentially move on to, I could move on to the orange just to see what turns out of that too, to add another brightness on the top of this. We shall see, but I literally forgot to paint the back of this thing. Whoopsie. So I'm going to finish that off, and then basically we'll come back to it once this is all set up, and we'll get some details done. We'll get some details done, have these ready, and yeah, it'll be one of those kinds of things, guys. So, where I'm getting the details kind of done up and finished. I mean, luckily, a lot of the paint on the bookshelves have already dried, which is very helpful. Come on, give me that. There we go. There we go. All right. So, anyway, that is, for now, that'll be this segment for the time being. That'll be this segment. Not the whole video, but this segment. All right, the next segment of this is going to be... the next segment will be, because you will be able to tell, as long as I get focused, but you'll be able to tell, as you can see, there's a tiny detail within. Like different kinds of books and scrolls and these kinds of things. I already have thoughts and ideas of what I want to lay into it. So, anyway, but that's the start of that. We'll come back, and hopefully we'll come back and I can finish more. Go. Yep, so we'll be able to come back and finish more. And for right now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset some of these for the fun of it. Just so that way, for the next segment, you at least see how it will start to come together. Ooh, oh no, man down. There we go. You at least get to see how it comes together. So, anyhow, like I said, a lot of small details coming up in the next segment of this video today. And, hopefully once I get the details done, I will be able to start getting these glued into place. And after that, well, yeah, after that, it's going to be a decoupage sand covering, and then basically building up from that. So again, we'll see how it goes. All right, so I'm going to start painting on these bookshelves, the details. I'm going to start with the books because those are going to take the most time for sure. So I'm going to do a combination of the red, blue, and green looks here. So the red is a Mephiston. It's a Mephiston red. It's a Citadel paint. It's a Mephiston red. The blue is going to be a, I'm going to butcher it, Alatok blue. It's Alatok blue again. This is Citadel. And the last Citadel paints will be a Warpstone green. So that's what I'm going to be doing with that, and I'm going to kind of alternate the colors. So I'm going to start with one color and go through those, then a second color, third color, and then if I need a fourth color, I will try to pick, and I'll probably end up picking one. So anyway, here we go, guys. I'm pretty happy with the results right now. Pretty darn happy with the results. I gotta let the shade set a little bit, but I will show more. Oh, I forgot 2 little gems hiding right here at the top. Tippy tippy top. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm liking the results I'm getting right now. So we'll see. I think I'm liking the Fugan Orange to help stand this out a little bit more on the tip top there. We'll probably get a better view. You'll get a better view of it once I kind of finish it up, and I'll show it up a little bit more. But I'm liking the results so far, so I cannot complain. There we go. And I might not have to do any additional shading to this, at least the bottom of the sarcophagus, because I think the light sourcing naturally from just the overhead lighting and everything else will naturally highlight this in its own ways, which I am very happy with. I'm fine with letting that go. So, yeah, there we go. Let me set these up here. It's getting there. It's probably going to take another layer of a Fugan Orange, but it's getting there. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty getting there. Pretty happy with the results of that. So now on the camera, it probably looks better than it does to me in person, my natural eye. So either way, it is going to take probably another layer of the Fugan Orange on the scrolls to kind of darken this up a bit. And then I will do a final null oil, which is also a Citadel shade color. Basically, it's a black color. So I'll probably do that as the final coating on this. So, but, I mean, that's pretty much progress, guys. It's progress. I'm getting there. And of course, I just realized, of course, what I'm going to do is I got to paint the walls of this to match the stone that I'm doing on top. And it's just going to be a solid stone. It's probably just going to be the Chicaro Orange that I will probably darken with. It's probably going to be the Chicaro Orange, or it could just end up being the dark tolerant sand from an airbrush to go around the edge, just go around the walls, probably on the lower floors a little bit too. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do there. So so that's that. So that's at least progress for today. So I'm pretty much there, guys. I'm, another step closer. One more step closer to completion. But yeah, no, I'm liking the results. I'm liking what I see. So I cannot complain. I absolutely love it. So yeah, so these are pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to move these into position. I'm just going to put these in position. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty happy with what I've got so far. I've got some final touches. There's a little bit of little tiny details I got to touch up on some edges and things of that nature, as far as the shelves and probably some little tinier details with the books. But I got the sarcophagus painted. I would say pretty much the painting details, the details of the painting, I'm going to call it like 80% done right now. So, yeah, I'm going to call it at least 80% complete right now. The remaining 20%, as I said, it's tiny details. It's touch up on. There's some little spots. I'm sure you might be able to tell the little white flecks you're seeing. The little white flecks you're seeing down here on the edges here. That's kind of some of the touch ups I got to do. I'm not going to worry too much about the baseboards too much because again, this is going to be they're going to be partly covered in sand. So yeah, so anything that's going to be like under some sand coverage, I'm not going to over worry about it. And yeah, so yeah, it's just walls. It's just walls, final touch-ups. And then I'm going to start laying down, and then basically I'm going to super glue everything down and then start sanding. Yeah, sanding. Start sanding. Start sanding. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. And so it'll probably be a day or two. And it'll be like a day or two. So, yeah, another day or two, and I'll have it all squared away so I can start sanding. So, thanks for watching, guys. Keep it up. Just stick with me, and you'll see the end results of this soon.